Yeah, so my name is Struan Logan. Unless I fall over, then I'm strewn all over the floor. I love that pun. But yeah, I want to talk to you guys about history today, which I can see the scientists are already thinking, oh fuck, that's not a real subject. But yeah, I mean, it's really thought of as being really dull and quite dry, and fair enough when we have people like David Starkey representing us, although thankfully we're not all thought of as racists. But yeah, I've got notes on my hand, so sorry if I read anything out wrong, because I'm dyslexic, so my spelling just absolutely abdominal. But yeah, I want to talk to you about a few people who are really interesting in history, and actually people who are quite fun. My favourite prank ever is from a guy, emperor called Charles V, who ruled about half of Europe at one point. And what he'd do is he'd have people come over to his castle and have them have a grand feast. He'd invite people like the clergymen, noblemen, royalty from other families, just anyone important. He'd give this massive feast and then put on grandest animal in the middle of the table, it'd be something like a wild boar. And what would happen during the meal? No one was allowed to touch the boar. It was to be saved for later. And then what would happen was, about halfway through the meal, the boar would start to shake, gradually. And it would shake more and more violently. More and more. And eventually everyone was just staring at it, wondering what was going to happen. It would eventually burst. And 3 midgets would run out of it. And then charge at all the guests. And then scare them to death. Which I guess is where we get the idea of the burst cake today. But yeah. But yeah, I'm studying the Cold War just now, so I'm reading a lot of Noam Chomsky. Any fans in tonight? Love that. Just some people laugh, some people actually were quite genuine there. They're my favourites out of a bunch. Yeah, so for those who don't know, Chomsky's kind of like this guy who's an author and a lecturer who talks about kind of the American foreign policy and how they're not quite as good as they're kind of made out to be. Or another way of putting him, he's kind of like the political version of Bruce Forsyth. Because both of them have been around for what seems like forever. They're both also in the mid-80s, and neither have any intention, seem to have any intention of retiring or dying anytime soon. Although Chomsky doesn't do the catchphrases, sadly. What do points make? Wrong! Human rights violations! Come on, audience, what do you think? Do you think they're higher or lower than the USSR? Even just once, I'd just pay for watching one time where Noam Chomsky comes out to a lecture, just while walking to the podium, he just does this. And then he just starts off the lecture by going, nice to reveal hypocrisies in American foreign policy, to reveal them! Nice! It's not quite as zingy though, let's face it. I've also got some jokes about a subject what I think we all agree should be put into history, which is religion. I like making fun of religion. Someone is there. Fair enough, it's alright, we'll balance it out. I wouldn't really say I was atheist either. I'd more class myself as a fundamental agnostic. Which just means I have the firm belief that I don't know anything. So my mum gave me some advice the other day. She said I should have a more Christian attitude to life. Which has really helped me out. Now when things go wrong, I just smile and then laugh about it. And then blame it on the Jews. You know how you get the stories of Christians seeing the face of Jesus in random objects like the clouds? The hardcore atheists see the face of Richard Dawkins instead. I'm pretty sure that Richard Dawkins does. I think the Prophet Muhammad has a super injunction out. I can't find a picture of him anywhere. That's the best joke in the show. I'm even trying to write a joke about agnostics, but I'm still undecided about that one. I want to kind of one of the main things I want to talk to you tonight about is my favourite guy in history, who is called Teddy Roosevelt. He's a president from about 100 years ago. In his time, before he became president, the reason I think he's so amazing is just because he's better than so many politicians of today. I mean, even before he became president, He worked as a cattle rancher, a police commissioner, a champion boxer, an explorer, and a war hero as well. I mean, that's an amazing list. I mean, you can't really imagine Ed Miliband being an explorer. I mean, you can't even imagine Ed Miliband going outside. But yeah, so like he got to all this by the age of 42, which is amazing. Like I feel I feel incompetent by comparison. I'm in my 20s and I still class one of my greatest achievements is collecting 150 Pokemon. But yeah, there was also like an assassination attempt on his life. He was about to just make a speech to a podium. Oh, not to a podium, to an audience. But yeah, he ended up he was about to make the speech and then he was shot in the chest. So his aides came over and kind of helped him out and said, make sure he was okay. And they went, oh, you've got to go to a doctor, Mr. Roosevelt. He went, no, I've got to make a speech. So he gently went up to the podium and started to, like he was going to make the speech. And what he did was, when he started the speech, pulled out his manuscript, which was 50 pages long, showed off the bullet hole in it, showed off it was stained in blood, put that down. Then he opened up his coat to reveal this bullet wound in his chest and showing this splatter of blood right there. And he said, takes more than a bullet to take down me. Which means amazing. I mean, he loved animals as well. He had two lions in the White House, a bear, and his own personal badger. And this isn't the kind of dumpy, friendly, kind of like Hufflepuff style badger we have in Europe. North American badgers are like these horrible feral animals that often carry rabies. Which is why, in Hufflepuff USA, Hufflepuffs are very different. I said that wrong, never mind. But yeah, he actually got this badger because Weird Laughing was touring around America and delivering speeches, and he met this little girl who said, would you like a pet badger? And he kind of treated it like any nutter would on the bus. So he just said, yes, of course I would, that's lovely. What he didn't realise is that the little girl came along to his next speech with a badger and couldn't get past security. So what she did was, she went to the front and threw the badger at him. And he kept it ever since, to his credit. He had to give it away after a couple of years, because eventually got to a stage where it attacked too many people in the White House. But yeah, I mean, he's kind of rubbish, because then politicians today have hardly any pets. I mean, David Cameron has a pet, a cat. I mean, what's that? Oh, he has Nick Clegg, of course, sorry. Yeah, you guys have been absolutely fantastic. I'm just going to leave you guys on one quote about Teddy Roosevelt when he died. He died in his sleep, and what was said about him was that death had to take Roosevelt in his sleep. Otherwise, there would have been a fight. You guys have been fantastic. You've got a great night ahead of you. I'm Struan Logan. Good night.